Hey everybody, how we doing today? Gorgeous day here in the Florida Keys, and it's one day and one day only. It was blowing yesterday, it's gonna blow tomorrow, and then for a while. So we're gonna get out today and do some stuff. So quick and easy plan. All right, first stop is the bait shop because I have a little new product line that I'm working on. I'm gonna test out, so I need some live pilchards. I see the pelicans are hanging out there, so that's a good sign. Not seeing anything yet, but right now the water is really high, so we'll have to see if I could even see them, or if we're gonna have to do some blind casting. Hey boys, where are the pilchards at? Show me the way. Get to work. Well, we could do a little bit of shoreline scavenging while we're here. That's part of the new product line anyways. Not this one. Another bobber. All I do is find bobbers. But I saw this, and we need this. Yep, that'll work. That's what we're looking for. I'm seeing little flashes down there. I'm just gonna throw and see. Real quick here, just in case. Oh, I got something. Yeah, they're there. I don't know what they are. Ah, big pilchards. All right. I gotta get some water. I wasn't ready. Those are nice ones. Holy crap. Oh, now I see them. Now I'm spooking them all up. They're on the bottom. There's my new product that we're going to be testing. Alrighty. Man, look at these big old dudes. These are too big for what I was wanting to do. That's pretty crazy. Man, look at those beasts. Look at these guys. Those are the sandy pilchards, the big ones. They unfortunately don't live very well without good water flow. Their scales get knocked off real easy. But hey, they're here. And I could do my product testing, sort of. All right, let's load up over here and test it out. So what happened was that it's so milky I couldn't see, but when I put my paddle all the way down as far as I could, and then I saw some flashes as they kicked them up, so they're sitting right along the bottom. So just a blind cast, and I got all those. That's pretty good. But yeah, let's get on to some basic testing, even though these are way too big for what I want to do. All right, here's a sneak peek of a prototype I'm coming out with. This is the Chum Chucker 5000. Bam! Look at that little beauty. Chuck that chum. So let me show you the setup. All right, so in prior videos, I think the last one was at the snook tree. I got the bucket full of pilchards. Then I went out there, anchored up, and then I just started throwing handfuls of pilchards out, and that attracted the fish, and then I caught a bunch of stuff, everything that was there. So that's a kind of one of the main ways that we fish down here is chumming up the fish and then catching them. Now with pilchards, live pilchards especially, it makes things super easy. So what you do is you go out, find your pilchards, cast net them, put them in your live well. Then it's not difficult, but it's inefficient where you try to net. Oh crap, I forgot my net. But anyways, you dip net your pilchards out, and then you kind of hand flick them out or grab them and throw them. While the true way that you do it when you're more of an advanced level is that you have a chum chucker, a chum thrower. And basically what they've done is they've taken wiffle ball bats, but the wiffle ball bats that have the big head on them. And then what they do is you kind of notch it out. So the top is gone, and then you notch a U out of it. And it's, I forgot what that Cuban game is where you start throwing that ball in the racquetball room, but it's something like that basically. And you're just using the leverage of a handle with a holder to pitch those pilchards out. And that's what I've come up with. The only difference is that when you buy the big baseball bats, they're pretty big, and then they don't collapse or anything, so you have to store this big old plastic bat, and you only effectively use it very rarely. So what I thought is, what's a more economical, the other thing is that they're like $25, $35, is I was wanting to come up with a little bit more economical product that would still do the same thing, be a lot cheaper, but then it's collapsible, that you could break it down so it's not taking up so much room, even on a kayak like I've got. So that's what this comes up. Utilizes PCV adapter, my secret, which is an adapter that threads on soda bottle necks. So you can use any 2-liter bottle, and the good thing about that is you can find these every single shoreline in the Keys or pretty much anywhere, and then it basically will thread on. Boom, and you've got yourself a chum chucker. And it doesn't matter, you don't need a 2-liter. Like I found a little 1-liter, well this is a half-liter. I forgot my 1-liter. I picked up a 1-liter bottle just to do this video, but it works the same way. You basically just twist it on, and you could use a smaller one. So if you're just using pinpoint accuracy, just a few baits at a time, this will work good. If you're doing the main way, was where you want a bunch of them and you want to throw a bunch by the mangroves or throw a bunch out to the blackfin tuna, then you can use a bigger 2-liter. Then when you're done, you just basically twist it off, and then you're just left with this, put it in your pocket, and it doesn't take up any room. But that is the Chum Chucker 5000. Let me show you how it works here. I'm still adapting it and the best way to set this up, but basically, filter goes in, or you do a scoop full of them, and filter goes out. That's it, piece of cake. Now you can say, well, you could just do one at a time. Yeah, but you're generally not doing one at a time, you're doing a bunch of them. But I wanted to feed these pelicans, but let's see if I can get them to come. All right, so basically you got your chum chucker. I'm using PCV. The reason why for that is that you could adjust the handle size to how much length you want. Longer it is, the farther you could throw, easier. But grab a couple of these guys, load up your chum chucker, and boom, chuck them. And it's a lot easier. Make them fly. And that is the Chum Chucker 5000. Now, generally I'd be using a lot smaller ones. And the other things I need to do is, if I wasn't using these humongo sandy keys, they would fall through the nozzle there. But there you go. That's a Chum Chucker 5. Oh no! I'm going to lose the Chum Chucker 5000. Hey, it floats. Then the other option is if you get a 1-liter, which is half the size. This is just one of those 1.5 little small drinking bottles. Yeah, half a liter. This is kind of small, but if you have a bunch of glass minnows or small baits and you're just doing pinpoint throws, this will work fine. So just want to toss over there. You could use just the small one, but I think the magic middle, the one I forgot, which was the 1 liter one, would be about perfect if you're just doing the smaller baits. And there, you can adapt it that way. Oh, now they're coming. That's how you chum for the pelicans. But I'll be going into more detail on how to actually use these. Got it. Chum Chucker. Say thank you to the Chum Chucker 5000 pelican. Load it and toss it. If you chum, they will come. Oh, catching it. that's how it works. All right, let's see if I can find some regular size sandy, not the sandies, the smaller ones. See, look at that, Chum Chucker 5000. Boom, perfect one. All right, we're gonna switch gears on the Chum Chucker 5000 and start taking a look at some bonefish. Bonefish using my new 3/0 weighted circle hook. So let's get set up here. Hopefully not run into any. So what we got is our 3/0 circle hook, smaller, compact. Fit these bonefish rather nicely. And we're just gonna hook them through the back. Nothing crazy. I'm gonna put one out just sitting out so it puts some scent in the water, basically chumming. I have that in the rod holder, and then I'll have one for sight fishing. If I see any swimming up, I could throw at it. So there we go. Put the circle hooks to work. All right, we're all rigged up, nice and easy, just like putting a worm on a hook. The weight will be just enough to get it down to the bottom, because if you try to throw just a shrimp on a hook, this current would just rip it away and it would never get close to the bottom. So that's why the weight is so important. Oh, pufferfish. But the circle hook also, because we're not going to be keeping these bonefish, it's illegal, so you got to release them. So when you're using live bait, you tend to gut hook a lot of fish, but with circle hooks, you have a better chance at getting them in the corner of the mouth, and that's what we want. So all about the bait, 3/0 weighted circle hook. This might be my bonefish. Or a shark. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Long runner. Come on, baby. Show yourself. You got the right species? What are we? What do we got? Yep, that's a bonefish. Got our bonefish. don't get caught in my own line. All About the Bait, 3/0 circle hooks, first run, bonefish. Look at that. These weighted circle hooks are almost like cheating. It's a chunker. Right in the corner of the mouth. Perfectly in this corner of the mouth. Look at that. Can't be a better hook set. Right in the corner of the mouth. No harm, no fouls for this guy. That's just perfect. Nice. There it goes. All About the Bait, 3/0 weighted circle hook. Just roll it out. Maybe. Sorry, buddy. I'm gonna let you go. There it goes. All right. Beauty. Catch his breath there. Those pretty blues. That blue in the sun. So that was just blind catching. Just throwing out a shrimp on the weighted circle hook and letting it sit out there, and it got it. You see how fast that current's running. You let me know, buddy, when you're ready. There he goes. Perfect. Where's our All About the Bait weighted circle hook, 3/0, the smaller version, perfect for bonefish. Nice. Again, pretty simple. All About the Bait 3/0 weighted circle hook, shrimp. I'm just running it through the body and the shell. You can go smaller or bigger depending. I'm just trying to get a lot of scent out, so put it out there. Give it a little bit of slack to get to the bottom. Close it. I'm opening the bail up. Circle hooks, you want them to eat it and run. And put it in the rod holder. And then I've got another one set up here. I always keep one ready for sight fishing, so if I see one swimming around, then I could throw at it. Well, I've got one in the water that's fishing, but it's also bringing scent. Little fish are pecking at it, which increases the amount of scent. And then I've got my second one ready to go, so I'm scanning and seeing if I could see any, and then I could toss at them with this one. All right, I saw one. Where'd he go? Oh, right there. Oh, 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 does he see it? Does he see it? He's right there. Oh, shh. He's looking for it, I think. Oh, that spooked him. Dang it. He swam under it. I was trying to reel it back and get in front of him, but Oh man, probably better off with the bucktail jig, but oh, he was perfect. All right, let me set up over here, and he's not spooked, so maybe he'll come back. All right, since I'm doing more of a sight fishing rig, current's coming this way, so I'm not going to be getting anything sent where I could just put it out there and then they're going to eat it and then the rod bends, then I know there's something there. It's going to be more on movement, so I'm rigging a little bit different. I cut off the main body part, so it's just the tail part, so it's a little bit more streamlined, and that way I can get it out there and then bounce it in front of them. So we'll see if that'll work, if I can see another one. There's a school of them right there. Oh, and my line is tied up. There's a freaking school of them all right there. Oh, my rod tip, it was stuck on my rod tip. I couldn't get the rod up to cast. There's 3 of them. All right, I gotta be better prepared. Okay, I'm gonna watch the sink rate so I know where about it's gonna land after I cast and how much I have to lead them. Oh man, that was not good. There was like 3 of them right there. They were swimming this way, got to that little hole right there, but the line was wrapped on my tip. I couldn't do anything. All right, we're ready now. So I always see them on the flats around here, but there's a deep hole right here. So it's probably 4 foot. So I think they kind of like to sit inside this hole and then the current pushes the food over, but I always see them scattered around this area. So I'm just gonna sit here and see if I can intercept them. Oh, we got a bite. Is it my boner, or is it like a shark or something? Ooh, that's bonerish. I ended up just I'm down to just a couple of pieces of shrimp left, so I just turned down current and threw it out there, or put them both out there. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh yeah, that's a bonefish. That's the boner. Nice. That's the boners. I'll watch my anchor. Going that way. You can go that way. In that deep water. Yeah, buddy. You've been circle hooked. Yep. Right in the corner of the mouth. Perfect. Perfect hook set. Another perfect bonefish. Nice. Look at that. Right in the corner. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. 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 Jeez Louise. Come on, man. I'll let my buddy go. Oh my gosh. Come on. Oh Lord. what's happening. Screw that rod. I want to let my buddy go. Look at that. Perfect hook set. Corner of the mouth. Beautiful bonefish. Oh, let go. Don't let go. Just roll it out. Comes right out. Always in the corner of the mouth. Least amount of damage. Nice, beautiful bonefish there. Glimmering. You're shiny, buddy. You're shiny. Oh, there's out of there. Right to the bottom. A little bit of green. Oh, nice. Can't beat that. So basically the tide's gotten high enough, and then the sun and clouds, so I can't really sight fish for them. But that's really not what these weighted circle hooks are meant for. That's kind of like just cast it out. And leave it. And I've got 2 of them out there. I'd put 3 out there because more baits you have, the more scent you have out there, and you're basically chumming. I've got 2 little shrimp tails left, so will be our Hail Mary. And I'll just put this one out in the same vicinity. Light drag. Gotta let that circle hook get to the corner of the mouth. I've got 1 little shrimp tail left, and that's pretty much all we do. You just put in the rod holder and sit there. I was just reeling it in and something whacked it. What is that? I didn't even have a shrimp on it. I was just bringing it back in to rebait it. Is it like a jack or a cuda? Cuda. I saw silver for a second. I was like, oh my god, I got another bonefish. This guy hit a bare hook. Wow. It's got my weight on it. Oh. But there you go. Catching cudas is only possible if you use a circle hook. Otherwise they'll cut it right off. What you doing, man? Fast hands, fast hands. Stop. Don't do it. Don't do it. There it goes. Get out of here. All right. He was just sitting in this kind of deep pool waiting for anything to come over, and I just happened to be bringing that bare jig head. So this is the last tail. Let me just throw it out there real quick. All right, so they ate up the last couple of pieces of shrimp that I had, so I think I'm going to wrap things up. But that's the All About the Bait weighted circle hook in the 3/0 hook size. Now I already sell these in a 4/0 and 5/0 and 3 different weights, but I wanted a smaller profile hook, primarily so that you can match the hatch of your bait, not the fish that you're targeting, because you always want to first off is to match your hook to the size of the bait you're using, because what you want to target is to get a bite. Okay, if you don't get a bite, nothing else matters. So you don't want an oversized hook with a smaller bait. So I'm thinking smaller pilchards, shrimp, live shrimp, they're smaller baits. So I wanted a hook that matches those, and that's why the 3/0. Now, secondarily, the reason why was I wanted it for this particular reason, which was catching bonefish and permit, but primarily bonefish. Putting on a chunk of shrimp, casting it out, and that's it. Okay, so I am going to kind of modify and sell this as a bonefish jig. You want a weighted hook because you want to get that bait down where bonefish are bottom feeders, so you want that bait down the bottom.
and two, they're a catch and release species. So instead of using a standard J hook and killing the bonefish when they swallow it, you can use a circle hook and you don't really have to worry about that. You'll tend to get them in the corner of the mouth. My tagline, the way I'm going to describe this 3/0 weighted circle hook, it's going to be, and specifically for the bonefish, is it's going to be for the people that want to catch a bonefish but don't want to fish for a bonefish. And what that means is I primarily fish for bonefish, and what that is going sight fishing, stalking the flats, going out, being real quiet, being real stealthy, and looking for them. And then once you find them, see them, casting to them, watching them bite your bait, and then fighting them and catching and releasing them. Okay. Other ways that people do it is that they'll go and hire a guide, spend $500 to $1,500 for a day to chase bonefish, and it's very technical. So that guide is going to know the locations to go to, and most importantly, that they're going to have the vision to be able to see them, because I'd say 95% of the people out there wouldn't be able to see the fish that a guide or somebody that fishes for bonefish can see them, where they're not going to be able to. And they're going to tell them which direction they're going, how far out, where to cast, when to set the hook, and etc., because of that technical aspect of it. But a lot of people aren't wanting to spend $500 to $1,500 to do that. They're not going to have the right boat or kayak or the skills to maneuver to get to the point where they can actually see that bonefish out there, but yet they want to catch one. And that's what this is designed for. Just get to a location that looks bonefishy, all right? Maybe someone will tell you a certain flat, or you'll go and get a hot spot map, and they have, look for the capital B, and those will be bonefish spots. And not necessarily guaranteed spot, but at least if you go to there, you'll know what to look for, okay? Or watch my videos, I explain a lot of what I'm looking for. Go to those spots, put a chunk of shrimp on it, cast it out down current, and let the scent bring those fish to your bait. And then all you have to do is just keep cycling those shrimp on the hooks, maybe put 2 or 3 rods out, get that scent flowing. Everything in the sea eats shrimp, so you're going to be like getting picked apart all the time, but that's a good thing, because that's just like chumming. Put on a new bait, throw it out there, and eventually bonefish is going to show up and bite your bait, corner of the mouth, and you caught your bonefish without having to fish for them. So that's kind of the deal with that. But I'll be doing a lot more. Today was the first day I got a chance to do it, and it just worked perfectly, so very happy with that. But I've got a little bit of time left, so I think I'm going to go back to looking for some smaller pilchards, normal size pilchards, so I could play with my Chum Chucker 5000. So let's head on in. All right, we're back over here at the bait shop. I just want to take a quick look, see if there's any regular razor belly pilchards in here. I still want to do some more, I still need to do more testing on the Chum Chucker 5000. Let's see what we find. Oh, I see some in there. Couldn't tell if those were the big ones though. All right, so I don't think I'm gonna get a chance to test the Chum Chucker 5000 anymore, but one of the things I wanted to test is a known failure point, but I want to make sure that it is a failure point, and that is this. It's basically hollow, the adapter part for the bottleneck. So it's hollow, the PVC is hollow. So the issue is the bait, if you use smaller ones, will just fall through the tube. And I wanted to see if that will actually happen. I guess unless you're using like glass minnows, most pilchards aren't going to fit in there. So it might not be an issue, but I won't know unless I try it. So I need to get some regular sized pilchards to try and see if that's an issue. The other thing I want to do is to play with the design of the actual tube canister part, and specifically like where it's best to cut like a 2-liter bottle, if creating like a U opening would help, maybe leaving the actual bottom of the 2-liter on there and just having the opening on the side, if that helps with accuracy and distance. The other thing I want to try is I forgot to bring the 1 liter bottle, which I think is going to be the best bet, which is basically half the size of the 2 liter. So I picked up a Seagram's ginger ale, and it had a more solid plastic thickness, so it was a little bit sturdier, and then the size is going to be a bit smaller. So I think for normal usages, the 1 liter will work best, but how do I know? And then finally will be the handle length. I think this is actually too short. I should have left it longer, so I'll play with another 4 inches, maybe start with an actual foot and then try it and cut it down to be the right fit. But the other aspect that's important is to make this as inconspicuous as possible, or in regards to storage. This can store anywhere and it's nothing, and then you just have to provide the bottle part of it. And every single mangrove island and shoreline you can get plastic bottles. You'll find them floating out in the ocean, so that part is definitely easy. I always bring a 2 liter bottle of drinking water, so I always have one on hand, but I've got a ton of those, so I can just cut off the top off and then it's ready to go. But those are the things that I need more time with, so keep an eye out for more of the testing of the Chum Chucker 5000 before you see it for actual sale. But I think it's a good unique item that'll come in handy for people that do live chum with pilchards. But yeah, I think that's a cool design. Bam, quick change it, put on a little one, medium one. But yeah, more testing coming. See, look at there, Chum Chucker 5000 bottles everywhere. See, more Chum Chucker 5000 bottles there, everywhere. All right, we are back, all cleaned up, all nice and neat. Super fun day. Really love these kind of days, especially when I get to test out. Well, it's not really test out, but I get to use my new product lines. For those that don't know, it's probably something I should make a video about. Majority of the stuff that I sell are my own custom-made design products. So, for example, like the 3.0 weighted circle hooks. When I come up with the idea, I do the prototype, and then when they make a mold, they don't do a full 25-piece mold for the mass production. It's one. They cut in one little piece in a scrap piece of lead, and then pour it, and then they send me a few samples so I could basically have one in my hand to look at. So I get those, but I only have a couple of them. So, and I did put this in a video in one of my past videos testing it, but I can't really afford to lose them, so I do my basic stuff of just seeing how they float, see how they work in the water, see how the appearance wise and that kind of stuff. But then I also want to try checking, especially like the weighted circle hooks, is how the hookup rates, if they're getting them in the corner of their mouth, how obtrusive they are, how they drift, how they hold the bait, and so forth. But when I only have a couple of them, I have to be really careful that I don't lose them. So I don't fish outside of like a 10-foot zone that I can look down and see. I don't want any sharks around, no kudas around. I don't want to fish anywhere near structure where a fish can take it and run me off and break me off. I don't want any big fish. So even when I'm testing stuff, I'm always like, get away, everybody, get away, trying to find secluded spots so I can play with it and not risk getting bit off. But when I do finally get the production done, then I have some, then I can go out and actually use them and not care. And hey, I've got 20,000 pieces at home, so it doesn't matter how many I lose. And then I can actually fish them and do as they're supposed to be done. And that's kind of what today was. I finally got to go out with a bunch of them and just put them through their paces. This one was in particular, well, the second time out, because the last one I was doing was catching a bunch of snappers and tarpon. But with the bonefish, this was a very special one because I knew in my back of my mind, this is 40% of the reason why I came up with these was for the bonefish, and they work perfectly. Yesterday was beautiful flat calm. Today it's 20 plus blowing, but I guarantee I could go back out with these weighted circle hooks, a pack of frozen shrimp, and I could catch bonefish without a problem by just going to one of my bonefish spots, anchoring up, putting chunks of shrimp out there and just flicking them out, okay, and kind of self-chumming as they get eaten by other stuff. Eventually that scent gets out and those bonefish will eventually show up. Just got to put in the work and time. It's not the cool way of sight fishing them, but if you want to catch a bonefish on a 20-25 knot day when the water's going to be kind of milky, it's blowing, choppy, you're not going to be able to see them. Perfect, okay. But the other one was the Chum Chucker 5000. That worked out great. This was the first initial time I tried it, so I do see some initial stuff like the hole that goes all the way through, losing small baits. I forgot, I bought this specifically for the test day, drank it, and I left it on my desk. But this is the 1 liter, this is a 2 liter, that's the 1 liter, and that's the ½ liter. So this one, I'm not sure if it's 7-Up, Coca-Cola, or who owns Canada Dry, but I went around and just squeezing bottles at the grocery store to try to find the one that has a little bit more sturdy bottle. But this lineup was pretty sturdy, and I think the sizing will be about right for what I do. But like I said, it depends on what you're doing. If you're sniping a couple baits you want to launch out there, you can use a small one. If you're doing the normal average where you're getting a handful of pilchards or bait or whatever, shrimp, and you just get them in there and you can kind of maybe throw out 10 or a dozen or 5, something like that, and just kind of hit an area just so you can see what's going on, that 1 liter will be the universal one. And you could actually pack it with probably 25, 30 plus pilchards and do a big chunk if you wanted to. But then you have the 2 liter one, and this is one, like I said, if you're wanting to just spread out, you have a massive live well full of pilchards and you're wanting to chum out in blue water where you don't know where the fish are, but you want to get a bunch of pilchards out to bring stuff up, this is the one where you can load up 2 liters worth of pilchards and just start chunking them away out there and just hitting them, spreading them, and then pull those black fins or whatever you want to your boat. So that's what that is. But worked out great. I know I want to work with longer ones. I know I need to put some sort of filter in there. I want to test out the 1 liter. I want to work on the cut design so I can give people a better idea of what's worked best for me, so they can start off right the way. Yeah, just cut off the top there, put a U shape in it, or leave the top, just cut a U pocket out of it, or an O or whatnot, and that gives you the distance and the accuracy. Who knows? I haven't tried it enough, but that's what I need to do as well. So and once I've got that, then if I think it's going to be worthwhile, then I'll put together a production list. I think I'm going to do is sell a complete setup, minus the plastic bottles. I don't need to send those, but send the complete setup and then send a spare adapter, so if that person wants to build their own and change it up, they can do that as well. But yet they have one that's ready to build, that's down the middle of the road good, and I'll just send that with them right away. That'll be that. So that'll be something I'll be doing. It's just a very niche market thing, but I think it's unique. My company is all about the bait, so gotta have the tools with the trade. But anyways, that was a fun day, super fun. Looking forward to doing it again. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you next video, which might have to do with this guy. Bam! Might have seen that in the prior videos, but I finally have this, and I've got all the components to do a full-on live well setup, so check that out. Anyways, bye.